Welcome. I'm Padraig King, and if you haven't met me before, I specialize in helping people to transform their stress and their anxiety, their worries and cares into peace, positivity, passion, and to reclaim the power to live meaningfully. And how do I do that? Well, I do that through very simple techniques, simple activities, visualizations, and helping you to understand what's going on inside your brain, inside your body, and helping you to change those things so that you can relax. And when you can relax, it means that you can begin to take back control over your thoughts, over your actions, over your feelings, over every aspect of your life. And when you feel in control, when you feel you have the control over all of these aspects of your life, then you can really be at peace. You're not just getting temporary peace, you're getting full-time peace. So, what I'm going to invite you to do now is to just relax for a few moments. I'm going to explain to you what I'm going to be doing in this call. First of all, I'm going to tell you what I will be doing. In this call, I will be explaining how I work, and I will be explaining why I'm going to work in this way. Then I'm going to show you an activity that will help you to have more energy in your day, and it will help you to calm down and to relax in a brand new way. Then I'm going to give you a simple activity that you can practice doing at home that will help you to become calmer, more relaxed, and more at peace. And it will balance out the systems within you so that you are totally at ease. Then, towards the end of the call, I'm going to be giving you a special offer, because on Friday at 3 o'clock, at this time at 3 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, at 3 o'clock on Friday, I'm going to be starting a series of calls with those who are present and with other people who will sign up elsewhere. And these calls will be taking you through a process of transforming your entire brain and body. Now, for some of you, you've experienced something like this with me before, but this is taking it to a new level. In each of the calls, which will last approximately half an hour, you will get an activity to do, and you will get a visualization. You will get explanations and an opportunity to ask any questions that you have and to work through the process of changing your brain and your body. We'll talk more about that later on. So, why am I doing this? Well, first off, I was anxious from about the age of 8. My first anxiety started when I discovered that my writing wasn't good. And you may have heard me talk about this before if you were at one of my courses. And my writing was really difficult to read. And because of this, I was getting given out to by the teachers. I was getting extra practice and extra homework to do. I was getting picked on because my writing was illegible. And because of this, I lost confidence and I became anxious. I became stressed. I became worried. I didn't show it on the outside because for some reason or other, it all went inwards and it ate me up inside. So by the time I arrived in secondary school, it was eating me up inside. I was then set up to be bullied, and definitely bullied I was. So I added to my anxiety, I added to my stress, I added to my load. I went on from there, and because I was so anxious, I couldn't make a go of anything that I was doing when I started working, because it was really difficult for me. I was so anxious that I would actually get it wrong that I started to make mistakes that were unnecessary. I would do things I would be overthinking, oversimplifying, over explaining, over everything. And as a consequence of that, my brain and my body were so tight and so tense that I was clumsy and I was awkward and I wasn't able to get the job done. And this wasn't the main reason that I kept moving from one job to another. It was rather that I was building up experience because I wanted to do something special with my life. I wanted to become a teacher. And when I became a teacher, I thought that all of my anxiety would go, but it didn't. Even as a teacher, I was anxious and I was stressed because I know I had to write on the blackboard, and my writing didn't improve because um, there was a serious challenge with it. But this is neither here nor there, right? What I know is I know what it is to be anxious and stressed, to be worried. I know what it is like to wake up in a cold sweat, worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. I know what it's like to be petrified with fear when you face something that's difficult or challenging. And I know what it's like to have constant chatter in your mind reminding you that you're not perfect and that you're not able to do this and that what will happen if this happens. And I spent years explaining myself as though I was being judged by somebody. Then I began to develop ways in which to cope with this, to overcome it, and to transform that stress into the power that turned me into the person that I am today. And those of you who know me know that I am much more relaxed than others. I'm calmer, and there is an air of peace about me and about my life. And part of the reason for that is that I have learned how to transform that stress into peace, positivity, passion for doing the things that you want to do, and the reclaiming the power to live meaningfully. And because I have done this, and because I have been down this road, I can show you the shortcuts so that we don't have to spend 6 months explaining and practicing skills. I can take you there simply, and I'm going to be introducing you to the whole idea of transformation. Because transformation, it is essentially, right now, if you could imagine that you are the caterpillar in the cocoon, and in the process of transforming yourself, you will become the butterfly. So my purpose with this mini program, which is over 5 calls, which will be over 5 weeks, my purpose is to help you to become the butterfly that you are capable of, to have that freedom and that lightness in your life, and to have that ability to be your whole self, to live your life on your own terms, to be the person that you were designed to be. Now, if you choose to do the program, that's great. And if you don't, then that's absolutely fine by me too, right? But at the end of this call, I'm going to be giving you a special offer on the actual program, and I'll talk more about that towards the end. But right now, what I want to do is I want to explain to you what happens when you get stressed. For some of you, you understand this already because you've studied the physiology, you've studied the chemistry, the emotions, and everything else that happens. But as soon as you experience any kind of stress, any kind of fear, any kind of worry, whether it's outside or inside in your head, inside in your heart or inside in your body, instantly you move into a state of distress, a state of distress that takes you further and further. And what I'm going to invite you to do is to just relax, just listen and take it all in. Each of us has the ability to change, to transform, and to become the person that you were designed to be. But most of us have given away that power. We've given it away to those people that we think are judging us. So we've given it away initially to our parents, we gave it away to our teachers, we gave it away to our friends and our influencers, people on social media, people in other places who may have influenced us. When we get into a relationship with other people, then we start to give away some of that power to those people. It is your choice to take back that power. And part of your transformation will be taking back and reclaiming the power to live your life on your own terms. So I'm going to invite you now to relax deeply and to be at peace, to be totally at ease. And when you do that, I'm going to invite you to change everything about yourself. And when you begin to change everything about yourself, it can be scary and it can create more stress. And as a result, your body can go into what we call self-sabotage mode, where you want to pull back and you say, no, 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 this is too much, too fast. And in that case, I will give you activities that will help you to calm down and to accommodate that change, so that we will move forward at your pace. And even though you'll be working as part of a group, I will be consciously aware of where you're at any moment in time. Now, the easiest part of all of this for you is simply just relaxing. And yet the hardest part for everybody who's stressed is relaxing. Somebody telling you, calm down, relax. You know yourself. It's like somebody who's smoking and somebody else says, stop smoking. It really doesn't make you calm or relaxed. It doesn't help you to stop smoking. In fact, it gets you more stressed and more anxious because somebody is judging you, somebody is annoying you, somebody is interfering in the way that you are living your life. And what I'm going to say to you now is, I'm going to invite you to relax at your own pace, to take your time, to practice, and that you will receive a recording of this and of each of the 5 calls, right, when you're on the program. And you can listen back to it. I'll take out the visualization and I'll give you that as an audio, so that you can listen to that 10 minutes or whatever it is and just go through the transformation. Allow it to work with you every single day. And if you do it in that simple way, the change takes place and becomes solidified within you in a comfortable way, in a relaxed way, so that you're not pushing yourself, that you're not fighting yourself. A number of years ago, I learned Spanish through Linguaphone. And the program in Linguaphone was called All Talk. And in the program, it was just put in a CD and play it. And I used to play it as I drove from one place to another in Ireland. And I'd go to a clinic in Dublin. I'd be driving up and I might have listened to the CD 3 times by the time I got there. It was 45 minutes. And then I might be heading down to Cork another time and I would stick it in and I might get 4 runs out of it. And they just run through. And I wasn't even listening to it. I was watching the traffic and looking out at the cows in the fields and doing all sorts of things that you do while you're driving. But when we arrived in Spain on our holidays, 6 months later, the words started to come out of my mouth. And suddenly I realized that all of that Spanish CD that I'd been listening to had gone in, had embedded itself, because I had taken the time to practice it. Now, I didn't have to say a word while the CD was running. All I had to do was just relax and let it in. And that's what I'm inviting you to do, is to let in this transformation. I'll drive it, I'll focus it, I'll channel it, and I will create it for you. And all you have to do is allow yourself to relax and to let it in. Just like I allowed the Linguaphone tape or audio to actually come right through for me. So what I'm going to say to you now is that you can, if you wish, switch off, and you can say to yourself, look, I'm happy enough where I am, I'm stressed, but you know, I'm comfortable being stressed. And the reality is, many people in the world are very comfortable being stressed. because it is the only thing that they have known since they were a child. But if this is not what suits you, if you really do want to be experiencing peace and positivity, you want to experience real passion in your life as opposed to kind of everything being flat and tasteless, then and you want to have back the power to live your life meaningfully, then I invite you to stay with me. So the first thing we're going to do today is I'm going to get you to do a simple activity. I'm going to get you to put 3 fingers like a shamrock just here on your neck, at the bottom of your throat. Just there, there's a V shape there at the bottom of your collar, between your 2 collarbones and the top of your sternum. That's your sternum, and that's one collarbone. This is the other collarbone. And there's a V shape there. Put the 3 fingers in there. I have to get in underneath my tie to do it, right? And the other 3 fingers from the other hand, just put them there at the side of your eye, just there. Rest them there. Close your eyes and put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And I'm going to invite you to count backwards from 50, very slowly. And focus on looking at the numbers like they're appearing on the screen in front of you. Just close your eyes, and the colors of the numbers can be whatever color you wish. But just allow them to be working with you. And each time you go down a number, your brain and your body will become calmer, more relaxed, and more peaceful. Now, this is a simple, calming activity that changes the chemistry in your body. And everything we're going to do can be done sitting where you are right now with your device switched on. Or you can practice it with your device switched off anytime, anywhere, as long as you're not driving or operating a machine or looking after a child. Just keep going. Now, when you've finished and reached 0, I'm going to invite you to take a great big yawn. Breathe in. The reason we need to have a yawn is so that your body can get the most essential ingredient of all, and that is oxygen. Because when you yawn, it's not the noise you're making that's important. It's not the breathing out that's important. It's actually the breathing in. Because when you breathe in, you take in oxygen. And your brain uses 20% of all of the oxygen that you breathe in. Think about it. It's just a few pounds in weight, maybe 2 kilos in weight, and that is using up 20% of your oxygen. When you become calmer, it uses more oxygen because more areas begin to switch on. When more areas begin to switch on, more parts of your brain become active. And the more we can get your brain switched on, the more you can be in control. Instead of running in auto mode, you begin to move into voluntary control, conscious control of what you are doing, what you are thinking, what you are feeling, and what you are saying. So every time that you feel like yawning, please feel free to yawn. The more relaxed we become, the more tired some people feel. But that's because they just haven't been relaxing. They think they're tired because they're yawning and because their body feels limp. But it feels limp because the muscles are relaxing. You've been holding tension in your body. You've been holding tension in your lungs. You've been holding tension in your face and holding tension in your brain. Throughout your entire system, there has been a tension. And when we did this simple activity and we counted down, what was actually happening was you were focusing inwards. You were calming down, you were relaxing, and your entire system was resetting itself. Now, this is just a simple activity, and yet you can see that it's already beginning to change the way that you think, the way that you feel. And this is just one of the activities that we'll be doing with you on the program. Anyway, so my approach is very easy. All I ask you to do is to tune in, to listen, and to relax, to do the activities with me, and then to practice every day doing the activities and listening to the visualization that we will be doing. And if you do this every day, then you will gradually build up an awareness of how peaceful, how calm, how relaxed you can become. If anybody offered you a transformation just like that, just in a flick of a switch, then what they're offering you is not going to last. But what I'm offering you is a program that can set you up for the rest of your life so that you are peaceful, that you are positive, that you are passionate, and that you have the power to claim back your life and to start living it meaningfully. I'm going to invite you now to relax and to release and to let go of the stresses and the worries. Now, if you've just joined us again, then you've missed out on the first activity we did, but that's okay. I'm about to do a visualization with everybody, and in this visualization, I'm going to be helping you to relax and to release the tension and the stress that you may be holding. Just to recap, for those people who are just after joining, the activity we did was put three fingers like a shamrock together in here in the nape of your neck, in the hollow at the front of your neck. And three fingers again, just there at the side of your eye, just on the temple at the side of your eye. And when you do this, you can do this while you're listening to the visualization for a while, and then you can literally just relax. You can relax your hands down onto your lap or whatever you want to do for yourself. Good. So it's a simple activity, but it has made a big change. And when you finish doing that, I'm inviting you to yawn. Yawn to 3 big, deep yawns, because your brain and your body will require more oxygen. So I'm going to begin with the visualization now. So I'm going to invite you to relax and to breathe in gently and softly. As you breathe in, allow your breath to travel up through your nose. Allow it to travel up through your forehead, up along the top of your head, down along the back of your head, down into your neck, down into your spine. Travel down along your back, over your hips and your legs, all the way down to your heels, and allow your breath to go down into the earth. And then as you draw in a breath, the next breath that you draw in, draw it up through your feet, bringing up the earth energy, bringing up the power to regenerate yourself, the freedom to grow, to blossom, and to become the person that you were designed to be. Then as you exhale, just breathe away the leaves from last autumn. Breathe away the worries and the cares that you've been holding on to. With your next breath, breathe in, allow it to travel up into your forehead and to travel through your brain like a breeze in the spring breeze, blowing away all the old leaves, blowing away the dead branches, flushing them all out of the trees, stripping the trees bare so that new buds can appear, new flowers can appear. Allow all that waste to go down into the earth to be recycled. And as you breathe in through your toes and up along the front of your legs, all the way up through your stomach and your chest. And draw up the power of the earth to regenerate and to revitalize you, to stretch out into your limbs and down into your fingers, up into your head and your ears and your eyes and your nose, into your brain. Filling you with nature's own energy once again. Gently and slowly continue to breathe in and breathe out. Allowing your body to recycle all of your old stresses and worries and cares and concerns, to send them down into the earth and to draw up the brand new energy that you will need to allow you to change, to relax, and to be at peace. The more you allow yourself to continue to breathe like this, to focus, to relax, and to be at peace, then the more you will experience what it will feel like to be truly you, truly calm through and through, to be totally relaxed and fully at peace, to feel positive and powerful and totally at ease. So breathe in and breathe out now and relax, and allow your brain to travel back into your past, to a time when you were happy, when you were totally at peace, when the world seemed wonderful and you were totally at ease, when all around you was perfect and calm, when the air seemed fresh and you felt warm, when your body and mind were totally at peace, and you were full of possibilities, full of hope, full of ease. And be there now for just a few moments, allowing yourself to relax and to be at peace. So my plan with this program is to help you to transform your stress, your anxieties, and your worries into peace and positivity, into passion, into power, into the power to claim back your life and to start living it meaningfully. And if you think that this is something that you would like to be doing with me, and you'd like to take part in this program, then I'm going to invite you to join with me. The program is a very expensive and extensive program, but I have slimmed it down and I've made it possible for people to attend 5 calls just like this on Zoom. And in those calls, you will get an opportunity to ask me questions, and you will also be able to ask me questions by WhatsApp. But in those calls, I will be giving you an activity each day, and I will be giving you a visualization that will help you along your way. We will start by calming down your body, just like we have done. And then we move to calming down your brain. And from there, we work on changing your chemistry inside. And the chemistry is probably the most important part of the program. Because if you've got adrenaline running inside, then any amount of thinking is not going to change it until you do physical activities to get rid of that adrenaline. You can't just switch it off with a thought. You have to do a physical activity that will switch off your adrenaline. And I will show you a number of activities that will help you to do this. Each of the calls will last about a half an hour. You'll get a recording of the call, and I invite you to practice what happens on the call. Practice the activities I will show you. Practice the visualization that I'm giving you in each of the calls. And as we move along through the program, you will find yourself becoming more and more and more relaxed. And if you find that you're meeting self-sabotage and you find you're meeting resistance, then I want to know. Don't just sit there and hope to God that it'll go away. Talk to me. Send me texts, send me a message, and let me work with you. And if it's appropriate, then I will do it with everybody at a particular point. If I've got 2 or 3 people coming back to me out of the program, then with a particular problem, then I will talk about that at the next. I will do it with them individually, but I will do it with the whole group then at the next call. So if this sounds like something you want, then all you have to do is contact me immediately or contact me over the next few days. The program is going to begin with or without you on Friday, at 3 o'clock. I won't take up your day right now because I'm here where I am, the sun is shining, and I want to give you an opportunity to get out in the fresh air. You've just been giving me your concentration and your focus for the last while, and I appreciate it. And as a special thank you for participating in this call, for being with me, then I'm going to invite you to contact me. And because you were on the call, because you've watched this, if you haven't been on the call but you had signed up for it, then you will get it at a special discounted price. The price of the program, the 5 calls, is $297. And if you take out €100 off that, then you will have the program for $197. Now, those of you who know that I work in clinics, it's €110 for an hour. So you're getting 2.5 hours of calls plus my dedicated time and energy in helping you along your way. You'll be getting all of that extra time as well in my direct responses to your messages, and you're getting all of that for literally for $197, which is less than the price of 2 hours in the clinic. If you think that's value, then I'm delighted, and I'm looking forward to working with you. And if you have the opportunity to tell friends and family about this, then please do. This is a program that I am willing to offer to anybody who wants to transform their mind, to transform their stresses and their worries from anxiety to working in peace, in positivity, with passion for living, and to reclaim the power to live your life meaningfully. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for your participation and your concentration. And if you have any questions for me, then I will be delighted to answer them right now.